After Daniel walked out of that door, silence filled the room, the kind of silence that makes your chest feel heavy. I stood there, frozen, like my whole world had just collapsed in front of me, and for the first time, I realized something painful. Tund was still there, sitting on that same couch, watching everything, watching me lose the best thing that ever happened to me, and suddenly, the pity I felt for him turned into anger, deep anger. I looked at him and said, "You need to leave." My voice was shaking, but I meant every word, because at that moment, I saw things clearly. This wasn't just bad luck, this was a bad decision, and I was paying for it. Tund stood up slowly, looking guilty, but also quiet, too quiet, like he knew something I didn't. "I didn't mean for this to happen," he said, but I cut him off. "Just go." I didn't want to hear anything, not excuses, not apologies, nothing. He left, and just like that, I was alone, completely alone. That night, I cried like I've never cried before, not because of Tund, but because of Daniel, because I knew, deep down, I lost someone real. The next day, I tried to call him. No answer. Again, no answer. Again, nothing. That's when it hit me. This was real. He was really gone. Days passed, and every day felt heavier than the last. Food didn't taste the same. Sleep didn't come easy. Everything reminded me of him. His laugh, his voice, the way he looked at me. And then one day, I saw something that broke me even more. Daniel, with another girl. They were laughing, happy, just like we used to be. And in that moment, I understood something painful. Life doesn't wait for you to fix your mistakes. It moves on, with or without you. I wanted to run to him, explain everything again, beg him one more time, but I didn't, because I saw it in his eyes. He had already moved on, and maybe that was my punishment. But here's where things get worse, because just when I thought everything was over, Tund came back. Yes, again, this time, not looking weak, not looking broken, but normal, to normal. And that's when I started thinking, was everything he showed me that night even real? Or was I manipulated? "Why are you here?" I asked coldly. He sighed, and said something I will never forget. I knew he would react like that. My heart stopped. "What do you mean?" He looked at me, and said, "I just needed a place to stay, and I knew you wouldn't say no." That moment, everything made sense. The timing, the story, the emotions. It was all planned, and I fell for it. I felt stupid, used, angry, but mostly, I felt responsible, because no matter what, I was the one who opened that door. I was the one who said yes, and I was the one who lost everything. I looked at him one last time and said, "Don't ever come back here again." And this time, I meant it. He left, and I locked the door behind him. But this time, it wasn't just the door I closed. It was that chapter of my life. Now, weeks later, I'm still healing.
Weeks passed, and slowly, I started to rebuild myself. Not completely, but enough to breathe again. The house felt different now. Quieter, colder, empty. But at least, there was no chaos anymore. No confusion. No Tunde. Just me. And my thoughts. I started focusing on myself. Sleeping better. Eating better. Trying to heal. But healing is not something that happens overnight. Because no matter how hard I tried, there was one thing I couldn't escape. Daniel. His memory was everywhere. In my room. In my phone. Even in silence. And just when I thought, maybe I was finally moving on, life did something unexpected. One evening, I stepped out to get something nearby. Nothing special. Just a normal day. Or at least, that's what I thought. Because as I was walking, I saw him, Daniel, standing right there. For a moment, everything around me stopped. The noise, the movement, everything faded. It was just me and him, face to face. After everything, my heart started racing again, just like that night. But this time, it felt different. He looked at me, and I could see it in his eyes. Not anger, not pain, just distance, like I was someone he used to know. And that hurt more than anything. "Hi," I said softly, my voice almost breaking. He nodded. "Hi." No smile. No warmth. Just a simple word. And silence followed. The kind of silence that carries everything unsaid. I didn't know what to do. Part of me wanted to hug him. Part of me wanted to cry. Part of me wanted to run away. But instead, I stood there and said the only thing that had been on my heart for weeks. I'm sorry. He looked at me. Really looked at me this time. And for a second, I thought maybe, just maybe, there was still something there. I know. He said quietly. But then he added, but that doesn't change.